Yeah, you, right? The Golden Girls coming up next. I'm fired up about it. Be Author will join us in a few minutes for a little one-on-one interview. Corey Johnson, proud to bring Be Author on the program. I'm kidding. Sorry if you were excited about Be Author joining us. I did like the little brunette on Maude when I was a kid. Who was that brunette on Maude? What is her name? Oh, Adrienne Barbeau, I think. Wasn't that right? Wasn't it Adrienne Barbeau was on Maude? Jason, a.k.a. the Raging Cajun, a.k.a. the Man in Black. I think it was Adrienne Barbeau was the daughter, right? She's just sort of a natural, good-looking woman. You know what I mean? Like, she didn't, like, you don't look at her and go, oh my God, it's an 11 on a 1 to 10 scale. And you definitely don't look at her and say she's ugly. She has a pretty sweet disposition and all that. But Maude's probably like, I'm guessing 75 I'm going to go with. Because she was on, what was the HBO show she was on like a decade ago? That Carnival thing or whatever? What was that? You remember that show? Yeah, I think she was on Carnival. Adrienne Barbeau, if I'm not mistaken, is some like witch or mystic or something. All right, that's the program, everyone. That's all we had planned today. Good night. Hello? Hello? Hey, Jason, is this thing on, dude? Hello? Corey Johnson with you. Yeah, you right. Of course it's on. Microphone, television, camera, all the good stuff. And, of course, the Rouse's Markets phone lines are open. 504-766-9480. 766-9480 if you're just joining us. I'm Corey Johnson. This is The Neutral Ground. We do it every weekday afternoon. 2 big hours, 4 to 6 o'clock on the radio, on YouTube. You can check us out at Oh So Fine 93.9 FM. Oh So Fine 93.9 FM. You can also check us out on New Orleans' own 107.9 FM. 107.9 FM. 600 AM's a great signal to take with you outside the city limits. You're beelining to Baton Rouge, you're heading across the lake, you're going to Mississippi Gulf Coast, Alabama Gulf Coast, even the panhandle of Florida. 600 AM, a sneaky, powerful little AM signal that we're on right now. Hey, the radio talk show's a radio television show too, or a talk television show. We simulcast the talk radio show on TV. That means live on the radio, live on television, all over Louisiana. Cox Television subscribers, anywhere in Louisiana, I'm there. Your View, Louisiana. That's Cox Channel 4, weekday afternoons at 4 for 90 minutes, 4 to 5:30. New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and beyond. Hey, you Spectrum Charter Television subscribers, got you covered. Spectrum Channel 333, all over Louisiana. Slidell, Covington, Mandeville, that's Cheyenne country. Hammond, Houma, Thibodaux, Opelousas, wherever Spectrum Charter TV is, I'm there as well in Louisiana. We're on YouTube now. You can watch, listen to the program on YouTube. Just go into the little search bar, put in Corey Johnson, Neutral Ground, and then do me a favor, it doesn't cost anything, click to subscribe. That way you'll get a little notification when something's going down. Also click on the notification bell and the thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up. Yeah, you're right, but click to subscribe on our YouTube channel, Corey Johnson Neutral Ground. Website, CoreyTalks.com. It's a good way to take the show with you on the road for live streaming. To the gym, that kind of stuff. Hunting blind, fishing camp, and the like. Hey, our Humane May fundraiser's going on right now. The entire month of May, we're trying to raise $10,000 for cats and dogs and kittens and puppies. Over 70% of the month is done, and we've raised about 35% of what we need. little over $3,000 raised. Our goal is 10 grand. We're nowhere near it. We've got a week left. A week left. HumaneLA.org. Please go right now to that website. Donate $5, $10. HumaneLA.org. HumaneLA.org. Please donate so we can reach this goal. You're helping out cats and dogs and kittens and puppies and goats and horses, making sure in Louisiana we treat animals humanely. That's the goal. That's the goal. Hey, as rumored, MSNBC hires former White House press secretary Jen Psaki. The redhead will be doing it on MSNBC. MSNBC and CNN, they could use all the help they can get. I don't even know how they have anyone that watches any of those shows loyally. You know, I don't watch Fox shows loyally either. I think pretty much all network, primetime news shows are terrible. But, I mean, Fox, I can see how they have I see what Tucker Carlson does or what Ingram does or, whoever, whatever. Even those, lightweights like Waters or the other guy from the Five. I forget his name. They at least you can see where they're appeasing their base. What is the MSNBC CNN base? People you can rely on every show to show up every time. I don't know. I mean, if it's the liberal left angle, obviously they're going for, you're going to need somebody with like Jon Stewart type pizzazz. Bill Maher, that's going to lure folks in that night after night, show after show. What does Bill Maher have to say? What does Jon Stewart have to say? I mean, I can't even think of anybody you put on there, and there obviously are people that can do it. But who do you put on there that's going to draw folks in? That Hayes kid, it's Harry Potter, Just Lawrence O'Donnell's like, 800 years old. It's just, I don't know. There's not a lot of. Don Lemon just seems like some shows prepared, some shows not prepared at all. Like winging it. Like winging it. Stumbling, bumbling. Just. And these shows are produced by other people. I guess you can just show up and do it. Read the script. Anyway. Jen Psaki's going to MSNBC. This is so strange. Jack Nicklaus. I mean, I grew up, I play golf. I love Jack Nicklaus. He's getting sued by his own company, Nicklaus Companies. They paid him like $145 million a decade or so ago, 15 years ago, and kind of have exclusivity to him. And he was promoting some Belgium tour that may have broken the rules, but the Saudi thing where Nicklaus says, hey, I turned it down once, I once verbally, once written. The Nicklaus company's like, Jack Nicklaus was working that deal out, and we had to go in there and say, dude, are you crazy? Anyway, they're suing him for breaking his contract, the Golden Bear. Now, I swear, America, life, no matter who you are, something bad's going to come out about you sometime in your life. It's crazy. This is an interesting topic, I think. The Catholic Archbishop of San Francisco says House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who's from the Bay Area, can no longer receive communion because of her stand on abortion rights. And Pelosi countered with a pretty interesting argument. What about folks that are pro-death penalty? Can they receive communion? It's an interesting line. I mean, Pelosi's like, I'm a Roman Catholic. I'm an Italian Roman Catholic in San Francisco. I mean, I'm a New Orleanian. I'm a Catholic. My Roman Catholic Italian buddies, they're hardcore Catholics. I'm not saying other folks aren't either, but generally speaking, at least in the olden days, those Italians in New Orleans that were Catholic were hardcore. So you're going to tell me that Nancy Pelosi's not? Like her or not? Like her politics or not? For some folks, it's so hard to look beyond that. I don't know. Take Nancy Pelosi out and plug in the right-wing person. I don't know what to tell you. The politics are irrelevant. It's the not the policy. The politics are irrelevant up to a point. Her stand on abortion is obviously the policy, but I just mean liberal or conservative or Republican or Democrat. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Hey, Fury's is open till 9 p.m. Do not forget the gumbo. Do not forget the onion rings. Speckled trout, flounder, snapper, fresh local seafood. They're open till 9. Fury's Restaurant in Metairie. The Port of New Orleans Napoleon Terminal is nearly doubling in size, with 4 new gantry cranes being installed and over $100 million being invested. That means lots of new jobs, port traffic, and tax dollars for the city. The Port of New Orleans, your port.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anyway. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Come to Fausto's Italian Bistro. Age-old Italian recipes like the Italian sausage with peppers or the soft-shell crab ravioli. Lunch Monday to Friday. Dinner Monday to Saturday. 530 Vets, a block before Dorignax. Fausto's Italian Bistro.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, now with 4 area locations. Canal at Carrollton, on the North Shore and Slidell, in Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana, and now in Metairie, West Esplanade at Transcontinental. The Woodhouse Day Spa.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not much, but at Helm Paint we have something guaranteed to last a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This paint and primer in one offers cutting-edge waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
This is what Drew Brees thinks about Super Discount Store in Chalmette. Actually, Brees doesn't think at all about Super Discount Store, but they do have the lowest prices allowed by Louisiana law for beer, alcohol, and wine. Super Discount Store in Chalmette. Super Discount Store!
Louisiana is unique. The food, the festivals, even the bugs. No, not mud bugs. Unwanted bugs like these. The ones you don't want crawling in your home or business. Trust the Shield from J&J Exterminating. We've been protecting Louisiana homes for over 50 years, earning the trust of our clients because we deliver what we promise. Protect your home from pests. Get the Shield from J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
When you think of Fury's Restaurant in Metairie, you think about fresh local fish like flounder, snapper, and speckled trout, fried, broiled, or grilled. Fury's Restaurant in Metairie.
Tommy's Lock and Alarms is now hiring service and installation technicians. Great benefits, great pay, take-home vehicle. Apply today. Tommy'sLockandAlarms.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
I'm sure I would have mentioned it sometime over the next 2 hours, but it was too people killed in a Texas shooting. 3 would make it a mass shooting. And sadly, I was sort of leaving the story alone until it reached 3. It's at 14 now. Another mass shooting in Texas. 14 students. That means, and it isn't a college or university, that means 17 or under. 14 students, children, kids, adolescents, and 1 school teacher killed. That's at least 50. Well, and then the suspect's killed. 18-year-old suspect is killed. 16 dead in Texas. Another mass shooting. Yikes. Corey Johnson with you. Now I was talking about Jen Psaki going to MSNBC. That's all MSNBC, CNN, Fox, Newsmax, whatever it might be, One American News, whatever. News Nation, it'll be about the mass shooting in Texas. Although, for me, CNN will probably have the best coverage of it. Outside of ABC, NBC, CBS, just sheer number of reporters, journalists covering stuff, they have the best coverage. I don't run to Fox when there's this kind of story. I mean, Ukraine war, I watched more CNN than anything else. MSNBC had sometimes good stuff from NBC, but most of the time they had their left-wing political agenda, and Fox has their right-wing political agenda. But when a real news story breaks that's apolitical, you know, most news, and that's the truth, it's most news, apolitical. The reason is most news is not a big ratings getter. It's like MTV, we've discussed this. Videos are fine. Music videos are great. They just don't draw an audience like Jersey Shore. So regular news, hey, it's a feel-good story. The Strawberry Festival in Ponchatoula, Louisiana did really well this year. Let's go there. Nationally, you know, that, a fair in Kansas, fine, but it's not drawing an audience. But political talk, especially the other side, sucks. The left is terrible. The right is terrible. They stink. They're bad. They're horrible. That's a train wreck. Sadly, that draws us. You know, feeding the homeless at Ozanamin, no one cares. Head rolling down the highway, decapitated from an accident, you're going to slow down and watch that. Crazy. Crazy. Interesting topic. Love to get your take. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. 766-9480. The Catholic Archbishop of San Francisco says House Speaker Nancy Pelosi from the Bay Area can no longer receive communion because of her stand on abortion rights. I'm Catholic. I had a friend who got divorced. I think when you're divorced, you no longer can receive communion. I don't follow those rules. And you can go, Corey, if you're Catholic, you have to follow the rules set by Catholics. Well, different Catholic archdioceses have different rules. This Pope is evolving as we go, sort of changing things on the fly, which is fine. Catholic Church is slow to adjust. We need like Vatican III to get into 2022. No, I'm not like hey, I pick and choose the rules I want to follow. But I think when they get ridiculous, like my buddy who's a great Catholic, gets married and ends up getting divorced, and the Catholic Church like doesn't recognize him anymore. Like he's sinned or something. It's like, what, that's forever? He's not supposed to receive communion. I'd be going to the Catholic Church and I'd go receive communion. I'd make the priest look at me and go, hey, it's you, and not give me the communion. And then I'd avoid that priest and go to someone else giving the communion. It's me and Jesus and my Catholic faith and all that stuff. But no, I'm not saying, hey, do whatever you want and make up your own rules. But this is why, this is talk radio at its best. Especially in New Orleans, a big Catholic community. Love to hear from some of you folks. 504-766-9480. The Catholic Archbishop of San Francisco says House Speaker Nancy Pelosi from the Bay Area can no longer receive communion because of her stand on abortion rights. And Pelosi's quick and smart and says, what about folks that are pro-death penalty? You're still letting them receive communion. They're pro-death penalty. I don't get it. And I don't get that either with Democrats and Republicans. You're anti-abortion, you're pro-death penalty. You're liberal, you're pro-choice, anti-death penalty. It's like each side's picking and choosing who they kill or not. I don't know. Corey Johnson with you Tuesday afternoon, summertime heat out there. Stay hydrated, lots of agua. Another mass shooting, 14 students and a teacher killed in Texas, a town about 80 miles west of San Antonio. Our Humane May fundraiser continues. Please donate. HumaneLA.org. It's for cats and dogs and kittens and puppies, horses, goats. HumaneLA.org. We're trying to raise $10,000 this month before May is out. Hey, I've got a couple of $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. You got answers? I got questions. 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 504-766-9480. What does LaPalco stand for? What does Norco stand for? What are those Jason's, a.k.a. the Raging Cajun, a.k.a. the Man in Black, acronyms? Are those acronyms? Jason, a.k.a. the Raging Cajun, a.k.a. the Man in Black, fielding your phone calls at 766-9480. 766-9480. What does LaPalco stand for? Is it an acronym? Or, Corey, it doesn't stand for anything. It's Johnny LaPalco, a great man from Harvey. Often I throw little tricksters out there, like asking Jason, is it an acronym? And it has nothing to do with an acronym. Hint, hint, or not hint, hint. I know, you're really confused now. What about Norco? Again, Corey, Jimmy Norco. Does Norco stand for something? Does LaPalco stand for some acronym or last name of a man? Last name of a man. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 504-766-9480. 504-766-9480. Love to hear from you. So much going on today. Aerosmith cancels their Las Vegas tour. Steven Tyler entering rehab. I have to look up how old Steven Tyler is. He's 74. Supposedly had a foot injury, got on some painkillers, and I guess couldn't get off the painkillers. Aerosmith's been around since 1970. 52 years. 52 years of rock and roll, dude. I mean, how can Steven Tyler even formulate sentences still? Seriously, just the noise and the travel. No drugs, no drinking, just on the road for 52 years of noise from music and traveling and all that. It's got to just wear you out. Steven Tyler looks a little beat up and worn out, though. He looks a little rough. But maybe not for, 74 years old. Maybe he looks good for 74. Eye mascara will do that for you. Anyway, yeah, they've been doing it since 1970. That's crazy. It really is. 52 years of Aerosmith. Beach Boys still perform at casinos and stuff. They've been at it since 61. Stone since 62. The Who since 64. The Who just performed at Jazz Fest. They've been at it almost 60 years. U2's been at it since 1978. Since 1978. Anyway, then you go into these Frankie Valli and these other casino people, that are in their late 70s, 80s, even 90s, still performing. Vegas, casino circuit. Yep. Crazy. Is that thing supposed to be telling me something up there, Jason, or no? No? Oh, okay. I thought it was doing its usual thing. Not giving the right information. Corey Johnson with you on a hot Tuesday. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. 766-9480. The average American car is 12.2 years old. a new record. Think about all the folks that buy new cars, yet the average American car is 12.2 years old. I think there's a lot of things involved in that. It's not just economy. Better built cars. I mean, I was talking to a buddy of mine. It's like, what car isn't sort of decent today? I mean, when I was growing up, there were cars like, dude, that car's problematic. That car has electrical problems. That car, we know the motor's bad. That car has a transmission problem. They're cars that had like problems. They weren't well built. It's hard to find a bad car. I mean, maybe that Fiat 300 thing. I don't even know if those are still around. What's a bad car, Jason? I don't know. I mean, there really isn't a bad car that's like trouble. That Fiat thing. I mean, seriously, I mean, Hyundai used to not be so good, but they're really good now. Kia's really good. They're like Honda, almost like Toyota, Nissan, if not at that level. I mean, the German cars don't break down and have problems. Jaguar don't have electrical problems like in the 70s. The average American car is 12.2 years old. How old's your car? I'm right on that. I have a 2011, so my car is 11 years old. The average American car is 12.2. What you got, Jason? 2012. Jason's 10 years old. Mine's 11. The American average is 12.2. That totally makes sense. And then you throw in, my God, like F-150 pickup trucks and stuff like that. Please.
Okay, I think Kanye was talking about something else entirely. Super Discount Store on Paris Road in Chalmette.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore led us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Which Metro New Orleans area restaurant made CNN's top 50 in America and ThrillList.com's top 25 and has served presidents at the White House for over 40 years? Trey Yen in Mandeville.
For over 30 years, one of the premier security companies in New Orleans and South Louisiana has been Tommy's Lock and Alarms. And right now, Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring. Come and work for one of the best security companies in the region with great pay, great benefits, and a take-home vehicle. Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring, and they're looking for you. To apply for one of these coveted positions, go online to tommyslockandalarms.com. Tommy's Lock and Alarms.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The Port of New Orleans Napoleon Terminal is nearly doubling in size, with 4 new gantry cranes being installed and over $100 million being invested. That means lots of new jobs, port traffic, and tax dollars for the city. The Port of New Orleans, your port.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. tastes like home.
Enjoy outdoor dining on the streetcar line, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, the finest in Middle Eastern cuisine, Carrollton at Jeanette, Lebanon's Cafe.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Yeah, you right, Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you on a Tuesday afternoon. Hot summer-like weather in the Crescent City. Stay hydrated, lots of agua. That's the way to go. Got a couple of $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates for you. I think they're pretty easy questions. Acronym, LaPalco, what's it stand for? Acronym, Norco, what's it stand for? Give me the answer to either one of those. 50 big bucks to the Woodhouse Day Spa is yours. I know the ladies like that. Area code 504-766-9480 is how you participate in the program. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. What does LaPalco stand for? What does Norco stand for? Give me the answer to that. I got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. Another mass shooting in Texas, or I should say another mass shooting, comma, this one in Texas. 14 students, one teacher killed, an 18-year-old suspect killed. Absolutely terrible. Terrible. There's a lot of people with mental issues in the United States of America, around the world, and we have a lot of guns, more guns in America than people. The average American car, 12.2 years old, a new record. How old's your vehicle? 766-9480. Jason drives a 2010, Jason? 2012, that's right. Your car's 10 years old, and I drive a 2011. My car's 11 years old. 12.2, we're right there. Jason's about 2 years from it. I'm about a year from it. The average is 12.2 years old. The thing for me, I'm not like a cheapskate or tight or anything like that. I like getting a deal like everyone else. But cars just last longer now. They don't break, and they drive as nice later as they did earlier. If my car was like soft and gushy or dangerous or something, I'd be like, God, I got time for a new car. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 504-766-9480. 766-9480. The Catholic Archbishop of San Francisco says House Speaker Nancy Pelosi from the Bay Area can no longer receive communion because of her stand on abortion rights. I'm Catholic. I respect the rules and all that. I think this is absolutely insane. Is the Archbishop questioning every Catholic that goes to a Catholic church? And before receiving communion, how do you stand on abortion? How do you stand on the death penalty? I mean, there are a lot of laws that would fall against the laws of Catholicism, divorce, all kind of stuff. All kind of things. There are people that proactively swing in America. It is adults consenting, fully acknowledge. Husband and wife married, hook up with another husband and wife or couple and interact with each other sexually. And that ain't my bag at all. 0%. But it's some people's bag, and it would be against the Catholic religion for sure. Should those folks be banned from receiving communion? I just don't get it. Like, if you're the Catholic Church, shouldn't you be proactively figuring this out? Or it's only the Catholic parishioners that verbally make that known that you would forbid them from getting communion or not? Pelosi's pretty quick. She's like, what about pro-death penalty folks? Folks that are out there like me, and they're pro-death penalty, and they receive communion. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 504-766-9480. Donald joins us in Metairie, a.k.a. New Orleans West, home of traffic, lots and lots of traffic. What's up, Donald?
Oh, not much, man. I was listening to your show, and I have the answer to your questions.
My questions on life?
No, your questions on narco.
Well, that's great, but I need answers on life.
On life?
Yes. What are life's
I don't know.
answers?
What's that?
What's life's answers?
What's life's answers?
Yep.
I don't know, man. You
either.
tell me.
I don't know, Donald. That's a magic question. Just live a good life. Try to live a good life. I don't have any life answers.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, all right, so you know what Norco... It isn't like Frankie Norco. He grew up in that area. He owned a bunch of land. It's not that?
No, yeah. No, it's not Frankie Narco. It's New Orleans Refining Company.
New Orleans Refining Company. Norco. That's the acronym. Donald, you are correct.
Yeah, you right.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
What do we have
Ding,
for
ding,
her,
ding.
Johnny?
I got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you.
All right.
Who's
Sounds
getting that,
good.
Donald? The wife?
Oh, yeah, the wife's going to use that.
Yeah, you're right. They got that Metairie location near North Kenner, West Esplanade, Transcontinental.
Oh, that's right in my area. I'm near Lafreniere Park.
There you go. Just head on down Clearview or Transcontinental. Kaboom goes the dynamite. You're right there.
Sounds good, man.
All right,
Sounds
Donald.
good.
Hey, what do you think? Are you Catholic?
Yes.
Me too. What do you think about, and let me ask you this, are you Republican or Democrat?
Independent.
Okay, that's good. I don't really care about Pelosi's politics per se, like if she's liberal or conservative. We know she's liberal. But she is an Italian Catholic. I mean, I don't know about you. The Italians I know that are Catholic in New Orleans, they're hardcore Catholics, you know? You got to respect them.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of faith. So Pelosi can no longer receive communion because of her abortion, how she stands for abortion rights, pro-choice. She even says, for me, I'm Catholic. I'm raised anti-abortion for me and my family, but I'm not going to tell somebody else what to do. And the Archbishop says she can't receive communion. Would you say, okay, he's right, I'm not going to receive communion, or you would say, hey, I've been going to Catholic church my whole life, I'm going to continue to receive communion? What would you do, Don?
Yeah, I think the Archbishop is out of line. I think, this is, that's not the issue. I mean, if she wants to go to, that's her opinion, and I think she's a good standing Catholic, even though she disagrees with some of the church's standings, she should still be allowed to receive communion.
I mean, it just seems like you'd have to ask everyone, hey, are you pro-choice or anti-abortion? Oh, you're pro-choice, you can't receive communion. Pro-death penalty, anti. Oh, you're pro-death penalty, can't receive communion. Oh, you've been divorced, can't receive communion. Oh, you're into LGBT rights, can't receive communion. I don't know, Donald. It seems like it shouldn't be a questionnaire. If you're showing up at church, you believe in Jesus, you're trying not to sin, and you're there. I mean, God, I don't even go to church, so it'd be good if I went.
Yeah, I'm like you. I don't go to church either. So
you and I are the poster boy for Catholicism, sadly, huh?
There you go, man.
Now, Donald, you remember, 30, 40 years ago, tell me I'm wrong, you had twice as many Catholic churches, you had twice as many services, Saturday and Sunday, and you had at least twice as many people in the church. Am I lying or not?
Right. No, you're right. The church seems to be chasing everyone away.
Yep. or, it's a different time period or something. But, yeah, it's marketing and promotion. And you got to stay with the integrity of the church and what your faith and you stand for. But, yeah, they got to try to lure people back in instead of driving them away, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, Donald, hang on, all right?
Yeah. Okay.
Don't go anywhere. That's Donald in Metry. He's picking up a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. He's a Catholic boy like me. Yeah, I think this Archbishop's going a little overboard on Nancy Pelosi. And it ain't about do I like or dislike Nancy Pelosi. It's like she's a Italian Catholic, lives in the Bay Area, and because she's a politician, her stance on abortion is known, and this Archbishop said because of that, you can't receive communion. It seems like, so Archbishop, you just wait and see if you find out from your parishioners by some instance if they're pro-choice or pro-life, and then you ban them or not? You shouldn't be proactively asking everyone? I just, the whole way it's gone down is crazy to me. But then again, I'm sure some of y'all out there, hey, these are the Catholic rules. I don't make them. I just choose to abide by them, and I don't pick and choose which ones I abide by. But also when I think it's 2022, just homosexuals or, this kind of thing, pro-choice, pro-death penalty, all that, I don't know. Catholic Church lucky to have parishioners. I mean, you heard Donald and me. Just don't really go anymore. I wish I did. I'd like to go to church more. Maybe I'll change and do that in the future, but I don't right now, and there's not a lot they're doing to make you want to go. And this kind of stuff, I don't know, maybe drives me away. This is my show, and this happens to be my opinion. That's it. But the great thing about my show is it's open for everyone, and I let you get your take in. We don't screen phone calls. We don't cut you off if we disagree. My God, some shows just don't get it. The only time I'm listening to some of these boring New Orleans talk shows on other stations is when someone calls that's disagreeing. And what does the show host do? Cuts them off. It's pathetic. It's the only thing compelling you are doing, for crying out loud. Corey Johnson with you till 6 o'clock.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The Port of New Orleans Napoleon Terminal is nearly doubling in size, with 4 new gantry cranes being installed and over $100 million being invested. That means lots of new jobs, port traffic, and tax dollars for the city. The Port of New Orleans, your port.
Rouse's Markets means convenience. Every one of our 65 locations opens at 7 a.m., some at 6:30. And they're open until 10 p.m., with some staying open till 11 or even midnight. Convenience. Rouse's Markets. Tastes like home.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right, Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
For over 30 years, one of the premier security companies in New Orleans and South Louisiana has been Tommy's Lock and Alarms. And right now, Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring. Come and work for one of the best security companies in the region with great pay, great benefits, and a take-home vehicle. Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring, and they're looking for you. To apply for one of these coveted positions, go online to tommyslockandalarms.com. Tommy's Lock and Alarms.
When you think of Fury's restaurant in Metairie, you think about the freshest local seafood anywhere. Shrimp, oysters, speckled trout, flounder, snapper, soft shells, crawfish. Fury's restaurant in Metairie.
The city's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa with 4 area locations: New Orleans, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and Metairie. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. NOLA.woodhousespas.com.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Louisiana is unique. The food, the festivals, even the bugs. No, not mud bugs. Unwanted bugs like these. The ones you don't want crawling in your home or business. Trust the Shield from J&J Exterminating. We've been protecting Louisiana homes for over 50 years, earning the trust of our clients because we deliver what we promise. Protect your home from pests. Get the Shield from J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
Recently, Kim Kardashian was seen at Super Discount Store in Chalmette.
Let's party.
Can you think of any other celebrities that won't sue us? Super Discount Store in Chalmette. The lowest prices allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and cold beer. 3235 Paris Road.
Come to Fausto's Italian Bistro. Age-old Italian recipes like the calamari fritti or spaghetti and meatballs. Lunch Monday to Friday, dinner Monday to Saturday. 530 Vets, a block before Dorignax. Fausto's Italian Bistro.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot.
Have a painting project but can't decide on the perfect color? At Helm Paint and Decorating, we offer half-pint paint samples in any Benjamin Moore color for under $5, so you can test potential paint colors before investing in a full gallon.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
The sounds of New Orleans. Corey Johnson back at you. Yeah, you right. Jason, a.k.a. the Ragin' Cajun, a.k.a. the Man in Black. He's fielding your phone calls this very moment. Area code 504-766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines to participate in the program. 766-9480. We got an answer from Donald. Norco, New Orleans Refining Company. What does LaPalco stand for? What does LaPalco stand for? Another acronym. Give me the answer to that. I got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. Hey, no cheating. No Google, no Yahoo, no DuckDuckGo, no Bing, no Alta Vista, none of that. What's another search engine besides Alta Vista that's no longer around, Jason? What was one of the originals? Netscape. Alta Vista. What else was it? What was some of those original search engines that just didn't get going? Netscape's a good one. Netscape had what, like the little Neptune things spinning? And then Alta Vista had one that was like equal to it, and it was just as goofy a name. I forget. Anyway. Hey, come up with a dopey search engine from 20 years ago, like when we were on Pentium chips and 280, 386 computers, and I'll give you a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. Give me an old search engine that doesn't exist anymore. Hey, don't forget our Humane May fundraiser going on right now. HumaneLA.org. You want me to shut up about it? Donate it. We'll hit the 10 grand mark and I can be quiet. We're way short, like $6,500 need to be raised in the next week. This thing ends Tuesday. Trying to raise 10 grand for the Humane Society of Louisiana. Please donate. HumaneLA.org. HumaneLA.org. I think it's a very interesting topic. The Catholic Archbishop of San Francisco says House Speaker Nancy Pelosi from the Bay Area can no longer receive communion because of her stand on abortion rights. What do you think? 766-9480. 766-9480. No search engines. No asking Jeeves. Ask Jeeves. Good job, GQ. via the email. You can always email us, Corey@CoreyTalks.com. I like the bad ones as much as the good ones. Corey, I enjoy the show. Corey, I couldn't get the trivia. Corey, you suck. How do you have a job? I like the good ones and the bad ones. The bad ones are really interesting. I kind of go into a psychoanalysis of those a little bit. What's up with this guy? Jeesh. Hey, do you wear prescription glasses like me? I've been wearing prescription glasses for 40 plus years. I've never been to an eyewear shop like Art and Eyes on magazine. And if you've never been in, you haven't either. You're going to be blown away. If you wear prescription glasses and you're tired of the same old stuff you've been wearing for the last 30, 40 years, if you want high quality eyewear, right away when you touch the frames, you're going to be like, wow, Corey's on to something here. Quality eyewear you'll find nowhere else from world-class designers you'll find nowhere else. France, Belgium, Japan, Germany, the United States. Best acetate, best lenses, best styles, best designers, limited quantities, thoughtfully curated. Art and Eyes on magazine, eyewear that's as unique as you. Check them out. Art and Eyes, NewOrleansLA.com. Art and Eyes. Let's head to the phone lines. Is that Leslie? In Marrera on the Best Bank. What's happening, Leslie?
I'm calling you. I asked a question about what does Lapalco stand for. I was calling to see if anybody answered the question for you.
You're in Marrera. How far off Lapalco are you?
Right now I'm on River Road.
Now, if I say Lapalco and I ended in an A, that could screw up the acronym a little bit, couldn't it?
Possibly.
Yep. All right, Leslie, what you got? You on River Road on the Best Bank by Marrero, or you're on River Road on the East Bank?
I'm on River Road on the Best Bank.
On the Best Bank, yeah, you're right. Hey, what's that little seafood joint right by like the little like overlooking the river?
I'm trying to think which one. Overlooking the river.
Yeah, it's like right on the river on the Best Bank. It's like right where maybe. I thought it was Marrero, but maybe it's Harvey. Maybe
you're talking about, I think, Gretna?
No, definitely not Gretna. No. Way down farther towards you guys. No, not like DeWabbit or any of those. No, I'll figure it out. I forgot the name. And then it'd be better if I knew if it was Harvey or Marrero. Anyway. All right, Leslie, what you got for Lapalco?
Louisiana Power and Lights Company.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean? What am I talking about?
What are you talking about?
That's what it stands for, Louisiana Power and Lights Company.
That is what it stands for. You are correct.
Ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
I was just trying to throw you off. Oh, gosh, maybe it doesn't stand for that. Yeah, I think you basically had all the power poles on Lapalco, right?
That is correct.
Louisiana Power and Light
Power and Light Company.
Which I guess became, Energy eventually, huh?
Yes.
I guess Energy took over Louisiana Power and Light and NOPSI in New Orleans.
Pretty much in New Orleans, and I want to say Alabama as well.
Yep.
In Mississippi, yeah.
Yep. You heading back home to Marrera?
Yes, I am.
You going to hit Lapalco?
Yep, that's where I live off of is Lapalco.
Nice. Cool. Hey, Leslie, hang on, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're right. That's Leslie and Marrera off Lapalco. Good job, Louisiana Power and Light Company. Leslie's heading to the Woodhouse Day Spa. What's that, Blue Boy? You need to get your nails done at the Woodhouse Day Spa. That's ridiculous, buddy. We'll go to Maple Street Vet. They'll take care of you with a little nail clipping. Dr. Emily and her great crew. Dr. Hill and that great bunch. Old Dr. Zeller's place. I miss him. What a great guy he was. Corey Johnson with you. 5 o'clock powwow. We're coming your way next. 93.9 FM, 107.9 FM New Orleans. Don't move.
For years, you've been hearing about the virtues of Springfield Wellness Center and their successful treatment of over 1,000 individuals who overcame their substance addiction. Now it's your turn. Here's Springfield's founder, Paula Norris Metier.
Our Brain Restoration Plus Detox Treatment is an intravenous nutritional supplement that restores the brain's chemical imbalances. Our patients detox with minimal withdrawal symptoms. It also blocks the craving, which is unbelievable and which is why most people say they have a hard time believing, but it restores neuron function. Many treatment programs use one drug to get you off of another drug. At Springfield, we treat the problem. Addiction is first a brain disease. If you or a loved one suffer from substance abuse, please just give us a call.
Put your addiction behind you. Call Springfield Wellness Center now, 504-291-2800. That's 291-2800.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Where can you find shish kebab in New Orleans? Lamb, beef, chicken, shrimp, plus all your other Mediterranean favorites. Lebanon's Cafe on the streetcar line. Lunch, dinner, and shish kebab. Lebanon's Cafe.
At Home Paint and Decorating, our paints are in it for the long haul. In fact, our top Benjamin Moore exterior paints come with a lifetime warranty. Not 25 years, not 50 years, we mean forever. You heard right. At Helm Paint, our top exterior paints have a lifetime warranty against chipping, peeling, and flaking. They also are mildew resistant. Imagine painting your home one time and being done with it. Visit any one of our locations today and make that once-in-a-lifetime purchase. Paint that has a lifetime warranty. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
The Port of New Orleans Napoleon Terminal is nearly doubling in size, with 4 new gantry cranes being installed and over $100 million being invested. That means lots of new jobs, port traffic, and tax dollars for the city. The Port of New Orleans, your port.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans' grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Louisiana is unique. The food, the festivals, even the bugs. No, not mud bugs. Unwanted bugs like these. The ones you don't want crawling in your home or business. Trust the Shield from J&J Exterminating. We've been protecting Louisiana homes for over 50 years, earning the trust of our clients because we deliver what we promise. Protect your home from pests. Get the Shield from J&J Exterminating.
J&J
exterminating. Yeah.
Another challenge for the Green Hornet. His aide, Cato, and their rolling arsenal, the Black Beauty. On police records, a wanted criminal, the Green Hornet is really Britt Reed, owner-publisher
Boy,
of the
Al
Daily
Hurd on
Sentinel.
that trumpet,
His
huh?
dual identity
New Orleans'
known
own
only to
Al
his
Hurd.
secretary and to the district attorney. And now,
Only Al
to
Hurd, I
protect
mean,
the rights and
mid-60s,
lives
rock
of
and roll
decent
coming on
citizens,
strong.
rides
Only he
the
could keep a
Green
trumpet
Hornet.
relevant, huh? With that competition. Go, Al. Jumbo. I used to work at NBC. Woo, woo, woo. Don't worry about Drew Brees. B1 Bank. I'll wear that polo shirt with the stick-on Drew Brees plastic name tag, as long as that check clears. Drew Brees endorses lots of products, lots of money, trusted person, well-respected. He earned it. Now he makes a ton of cash. Plus, he's got lots of good investments, too. I think Jimmy John's does really well for him. Walk-ons, they open up new walk-ons all the time. There are like 20 of them now. Untuck It. I don't wear Untuck It shirts. I don't go to walk-ons. I don't eat Jimmy John's. I'm not in any of Drew Brees' products. Literally, I've never had a Jimmy John's in my life. Never going to go eat one. I'm gonna make a sandwich myself. It'll be better. Seriously. And if it's convenience, I'll go get a po' boy just as conveniently. So I never understood how Subway and Jimmy John's even works in New Orleans, honestly. But, you know, to each his own, no big deal. I don't eat Checkers or Rallies or Wendy's or Taco Bell, none of it. So I'm not good or bad, right or wrong. I'm not better than you, worse than you, none of that. Just how it bees. Anyway, yeah, no Jimmy John's, no walk-ons, and I buy a shirt from someone that makes shirts. Like a designer that makes sure, not the Untuck It dude. I don't know. I never understood that kind of thing. I think there's more to the shirt than like, can you untuck it or not? But anyway, what the hell do I know? You want to know what I do know? Having a wide open radio program where we don't screen calls, where we don't cut off folks we disagree with. I said it last hour. I mean, I scan around the dial. I'm in radio. I think the New Orleans radio talk market, just my opinion, is not bad, terrible, awful. So many shows that just dumb down New Orleans. I mean, you got this big legacy station that does absolutely nothing. They put people on that if they don't go, they think it's quality radio. They don't challenge anyone. They don't break any news. Their reporters are never out on the street, and their show hosts are lame. Political agendas. They're either like politicians, literally, or former FM disc jockeys with no depth or history or knowledge. I can't listen. And then occasionally, when someone disagrees and they're making a good point, they get cut off. And in the worst kind of way. The worst way. You know, caller makes a good point, then the show host is just like, hey, let me tell you something. And then they're doing this, and you don't see it, and the producer puts them on hold. And then the host makes a point, and then goes, Jimmy, thanks, we have to move along, or something like that. And you're just like, no, Jimmy was your best friggin' caller. Disagreed with you and had some really valid points, and your points aren't good enough to counter him, and you're going to cut him off? It's mind-boggling. No, New Orleans is a talk radio desert, and anytime it gets good, they bail on it. We never cut off callers, especially folks that disagree. Isn't that the whole point? I'm not always going to be right. A caller is going to school me and show me, where the light is. I should embrace it, not run from it and cut them off. It's not about winning. I don't get it. I really don't. So, no, we don't screen calls. We're not trying to manipulate you in a certain direction. I don't care if you agree or disagree with me, honestly. It's your prerogative. And we never cut off calls. I mean, the breaks come at 16 after, 32, 48, top of the hour. That break train comes down the track. We got to take a break. It's 16, 32, 48, and top of the hour. That's it. It's the only time I'll cut you off. Cuts me off. 504-766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. This kind of hits home. New Orleans, huge Catholic community, including yours truly. The Catholic Archbishop of San Francisco says House Speaker Nancy Pelosi from the Bay Area can no longer receive communion because of her stand on abortion rights. Pelosi's quick and smart. What about those that are pro-death penalty? They can still receive communion? How's that possible? And should the church, should this archbishop just sort of have a lame attitude in this regard? Hey, if we find out about you, that's when we ban you. But we're not going to proactively seek out if you're pro-choice or anti-abortion or pro-death penalty, anti-death penalty, any of that. We're not going to find out, but if you let us know, we might ban you from communion. Absolutely insane. I'm a Catholic, and I'm probably the poster boy for Catholicism, like Donald, caller in the previous hour who we were talking about it. We don't go to church. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I respect the Catholics that go to church. I mean, I know some Catholics that go to church like 6 days a week. I wish I went at least once a week. But I don't, and that's my problem more than the church has driven me away, because I've always been church is just sort of the vehicle, me and my relationship with Jesus and all that. I'm a Catholic, but whatever. But, I mean, when I was a kid in New Orleans, and any Catholic would agree with this, there were, first off, 30, 40 years ago, there were twice as many churches at least as today. At least double the number of Catholic churches. There were at least double the number of services. Like, what time is a service? Hey, we got a noon, a 5, a 6:30, and a 9. And that's on Saturday. And then on Sunday we got, so there were multiple services on Saturday and Sunday. And then most Catholic churches were kind of standing room only. I mean, I remember going, we were always kind of if it's 7 o'clock Mass, we're getting there like 7:03. 5 o'clock Mass, 5:03, We're always a little late. We'd walk up, stand in the back, and there was no room to sit anywhere. A lot of the time. I remember standing up in the back at St. Pius, standing up in the back at St. Raphael, standing up in the back at Old Cabrini, or sitting in that outside the glass area, little area where you could sit at Cabrini. That was a great church. Incredible building. St. John the Baptist, the church with the golden steeple. What's that? Rampart at Callio, standing in the back. 9 p.m. on Sunday. 5 o'clock St. Pius, 6:30 Cabrini, 7 p.m. St. Raphael. I was a Gentilly Lakefront boy. But then if we missed all that, 9 p.m. at St. John the Baptist on Sunday. I doubt St. John the Baptist has a 9 p.m. on Sunday anymore. But it was twice as many churches, twice as many services, and twice the number of people coming. And I'm being conservative. I bet you the number of people that attend Catholic service in Metro New Orleans on a Saturday or Sunday compared to 40 years ago is 25% of the numbers at best. 25% of the numbers. For some folks, unlike me, that, hey, I'm going to go and I'm going to still take communion even if the Archbishop says I can't. I'm still going to go to the church. It's still my vehicle. I'm still Catholic. I'm still my connection to Jesus. A lot of folks I don't think live that way, and they're like, the church has run me away. The church's view on this or that. I mean, the Catholic Church on homosexuality it's insane. They're living in like the 50s. Male priests only. I mean, that's why I always liked Episcopalian. Episcopals were like Catholic light. That's the joke with Catholics. Episcopal is Catholic light. I mean, what are the differences? You want to know what I know the differences are? And it's obviously deeper than this. Priests can get married. There are female priests. There's no confession. What else? A lot of things that are positives. I think Episcopals will marry homosexuals in the church. I mean, God, the gay people are coming to church. You're going to run them off because they're gay? You're going to run off Pelosi as a politician about abortion? Catholic Church shooting themselves in the foot. Corey Johnson with you. Yeah, you right. What's your take? Rouse's Markets phone lines. Agree, disagree, it doesn't matter. Throw your take out there. 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines. 504-766-9480.
Rouse's
Corey
Market
Johnson.
is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you. Or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Super discount store in Chalmette.
3235 Paris Road.
The lowest price allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and beer.
Worth the drive from anywhere.
If you're throwing a party and need wine, alcohol, and cold beer, Super discount store in Chalmette.
Come to Fausto's Italian Bistro. Age-old Italian recipes like the calamari fritti or spaghetti and meatballs. Lunch Monday to Friday, dinner Monday to Saturday. 530 Vets, a block before Dorignax. Fausto's Italian Bistro.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
The Port of New Orleans Napoleon Terminal is nearly doubling in size, with 4 new gantry cranes being installed and over $100 million being invested. That means lots of new jobs, port traffic, and tax dollars for the city. The Port of New Orleans, your port.
Louisiana is unique. The food, the festivals, even the bugs. No, not mud bugs. Unwanted bugs like these. The ones you don't want crawling in your home or business. Trust the Shield from J&J Exterminating. We've been protecting Louisiana homes for over 50 years, earning the trust of our clients because we deliver what we promise. Protect your home from pests. Get the Shield from J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAC.com, your cool spot.
When you think of Fury's restaurant in Metairie, you think about their daily lunch specials like red beans and rice, black-eyed peas, white butter beans, liver and onions. Daily lunch specials. Fury's restaurant in Metairie.
For over 30 years, one of the premier security companies in New Orleans and South Louisiana has been Tommy's Lock and Alarms. And right now, Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring. Come and work for one of the best security companies in the region with great pay, great benefits, and a take-home vehicle. Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring, and they're looking for you. To apply for one of these coveted positions, go online to tommyslockанdalarms.com. Tommy's Lock and Alarms.
The city's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa with 4 area locations: New Orleans, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and Metairie. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. NOLA.woodhousespas.com.
Hey, you on the causeway right now? How about a big to-go order on a Tuesday night from Trey Yen? Great way to start the week. Mom, dad, the kids, everybody's happy. Don't forget the tongue cho sauce. You want that phone number? They have curbside delivery. You don't even leave the car. 985-626-4476. Call Trey Yen, get a big to-go order. Not Chinese food, Chinese cuisine. Trey Yen in Mandeville. Jason, I heard today that Chinese takeout #1 in Louisiana. Not like gumbo or Cajun food or seafood. #1 in Louisiana is not like local food in a way. It's Chinese food. Anyway. Humane May fundraiser continues. HumaneLA.org. Please go to their Facebook page, Humane Society of Louisiana on Facebook. They're constantly updating it. They're constantly showing you what they're doing. If you see what they're doing, you will donate. We're trying to raise $10,000 in the month of May for the Humane Society of Louisiana. We've raised about $3,500. We've got a week left to raise about $6,500. Please donate right now. Now is the time. HumaneLA.org. Please go to the site right now and donate generously. HumaneLA.org. The Catholic Archbishop of San Francisco, this is so compelling. This is just a little lagniappe gravy. I mean, Pelosi's Italian. I'm a native New Orleanian. I mean, if I had 12 groomsmen, 6 of them were Italian. You know, most of my friends are Italian. Just how it is in New Orleans. Most of them are Catholic. The Archbishop in San Francisco is Salvatore Cordileone, Nancy Pelosi. They're both Italian Roman Catholics. Just a little gravy there. The Archbishop in San Francisco says, quote, after numerous attempts to speak with Speaker Pelosi to help her understand the grave evil she is perpetrating, the scandal she is causing, and the danger to her own soul she is risking, I have determined that she is not to be admitted to Holy Communion. Cordileone says, Pelosi supported abortion access for decades. She is, quote, not to be admitted to Holy Communion unless and until she publicly repudiates her support for abortion rights and confess and receive absolution. Absolutely insane. Crazy. Now, you want to know why this is crazy? Catholic bishops can decide in their own diocese, their own parish, if communion should be denied to anyone. Like the Archbishop of Washington, D.C., Cardinal Wilton Gregory, he says Joe Biden can receive communion. Joe Biden is pro-choice. Biden told reporters back in October that Pope Francis said during a private meeting he should continue to receive communion. And Joe Biden is pro-choice. He supports abortion rights. The Pope told Joe Biden, the President of the United States, who's pro-abortion, pro-choice, he can keep receiving communion. The Archbishop in D.C. said Joe Biden can continue to receive communion. So this Archbishop in San Francisco, despite folks above him that are allowing it, goes in a different direction because he can. It's his right. But that's an insane situation where, I mean, the other bishop should consult with this guy. There should be consistency. Shouldn't be, man, in the San Francisco church, as a Catholic, I can receive communion, but in San Jose, I can't. or vice versa. That's crazy. That's crazy. Hey, man, where do you go? I go to Catholic Church in Jefferson Parish. The Orleans Parish Catholic Church, they won't let me receive communion. But Jefferson Parish will. They're cool with this sin in Orleans that's supposedly a sin in Orleans, but Jefferson doesn't think it's a sin. No, the Catholic Church has problems. You need to lure people like me back in and lure people that aren't Catholic to become Catholic. Wouldn't that be the goal? There's a reason the Catholic Church loses people. This is one of the reasons. I got a buddy, got married, went to church more than me, more into the Catholic faith than me, got divorced. Can't go to church, can't receive communion, sin, and like permanent. Have to remarry the woman to go back to church. It's insane. I said, dude, keep going to church, keep getting communion. He's like, no. He said, no, I'm not allowed. He like follows those rules. I respect that, but I wouldn't, and I think that's crazy. And I think this Archbishop in San Francisco, like or dislike Nancy Pelosi, it has nothing to do with that. Now you can say, Corey, it does. It's politics. Republicans are anti-abortion. Liberals are pro-choice mostly. A lot of folks can't get past Nancy Pelosi if they don't like her. It'd be like if Donald Trump was in this instance. Some people just can't get past Donald Trump. They can't look at the topic because of the person that's in the topic. Man, I hate Nancy Pelosi. She sucks. I hate Donald Trump. He sucks. And can't look at the bigger picture. Love to hear from you, especially you Catholics in New Orleans, you Italian Catholics. 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines. 766-9480. Another mass shooting, this time in Texas. 14 students killed, a teacher killed, the 18-year-old suspect killed. Aerosmith canceling their Las Vegas tour. Steven Tyler enters rehab. He's 74. He's been sober for a while. Supposedly he had a broken foot, got on painkillers, couldn't get off of them. Aerosmith's been around 52 years, since 1970. That's insane. That's black and white television still around. Color TV was around, but black and white TVs still were sold, still existed. There was no push-button phone in 1970 in anyone's house. Most homes in 1970 had a single phone in the house, maybe a second phone tops. No one had 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 phones. There were no private phones you could buy. Had to get the phone from, the Bell Company. Milkman delivering milk to your house. Milk boxes outside houses to keep the milk and butter or eggs cool until you got to them. That's 1970. Leaded gas, not unleaded. Very, very few foreign cars in America in 1970. Probably 95% of cars were domestic, like 95%. Hard to find a Toyota or a Honda on the street in 1970. Unbelievable. Jack Nicklaus getting sued by his own company, Nicklaus Companies. They paid him $145 million about 15 years ago for exclusive rights to him. Golf course design, marketing, promotion, branding. Supposedly he, for money, was promoting a Belgium tour event, which was a breach of the contract according to the Nicklaus Companies. And then they claim, if you've heard Nicklaus recently, I turned down both vocally and written 2 times, had to turn down the Saudis. They wanted to give me $100 million to be the Greg Norman of that NIL tour they're putting on. Nicklaus Companies say Jack Nicklaus was about to hook up with the Saudis for the $100 million to help promote their tour. And the Nicklaus Companies had to step in and say, Jack, are you kidding me? You'll wreck your legacy, your reputation, and this company's legacy and reputation. That's what the Nicklaus Companies claim. Jack Nicklaus says it's untrue. I love Jack Nicklaus, but, he's like 84 years old. In America, man, I don't care who you are. They're going to find something on you somewhere. And I'm not defending Nicklaus on this. I don't believe everything Jack Nicklaus is saying, and I believe a lot of what the Nicklaus companies and the lawsuit's saying. I mean, why would they sue him? As rumored, MSNBC has hired former White House press secretary Jen Psaki. I don't know. We'll see. But I'll tell you, none of those shows, Fox, MSNBC, CNN, none of those shows really interest me. Kind of boring. If I were MSNBC, I'd be trying to pay $10 million a year to, well, you're not going to get them. You're not going to get Bill Maher to do a nightly show, and you're not going to get Jon Stewart to do a nightly show anymore. Jon Stewart's been there, done that. Bill Maher does a weekly show. He's not going to do a nightly show. But you need that kind of liberal dynamic to have any kind of a pulse on MSNBC, CNN to compete with the Fox folks. Fox has loyal audience. Like them or not. I mean, I don't watch any of that stuff. I check in, but I find Hannity boring. I think Waters is a total lightweight. Gutfeld's a total lightweight to me. Laura Ingram's just boring and dull. Hannity's a box head. He's boring. I don't like Carlson Tucker. I don't like Don Lemon. I don't like the chick with the long neck who's not on so much anymore. I don't like, I can't even think of the people's names on MSNBC or CNN. I don't even know who's on what network. I just know that's the liberal stuff. Fox is easy. That's the conservative stuff. You kind of have, I mean, I don't know how viable MSNBC or CNN are, but they're viable. I mean, they have a pulse. Newsmax, One American News, News Nation. I don't know enough of those hosts. They're foreign to me. I know the Fox hosts because they're the most popular. They've been there a long time. But I'm not a big fan of any of it. And I don't know if Jen Psaki's going to help MSNBC or not. Maybe. I don't think liberals have as much of an interest in political news shows as conservatives do. I think conservatives, I mean, not all. It's a generalization, but I think a lot of conservatives, they love that stuff. They're very political. And not that liberals aren't, but I don't think liberals are as dedicated or as loyal to like MSNBC, CNN, no matter who the host is. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you get someone like Bill Maher or Jon Stewart and they'd be ridiculously loyal. Hey, Young's Dry Cleaning's been around since 1940. Truly a New Orleans institution. Walk-up locations with personal service, free pickup and delivery, home or office, East Bank or West Bank. And Young's Express, too. That's their manless locker locations. Dozens and dozens and dozens of those locations all over the city. To find out more about the best, youngsdrycleaning.com, youngsdrycleaning.com. I think it's an incredible topic. The Catholic Archbishop of San Francisco says House Speaker Nancy Pelosi from the Bay Area can no longer receive communion because of her stand on abortion. Joe Biden has that same stand. The D.C. Archbishop says you can receive communion. The Pope told Joe Biden he can receive communion. The Pope. Yet this Archbishop in San Francisco says Pelosi can't. And then Pelosi brings up a brilliant point. What about those that are pro-death penalty? Can they receive communion? What about those that are pro-death penalty? So anyway, Pelosi's sort of taking a Italian, Roman Catholic, humble approach, like be prayerful. She's not like pointing the finger saying they're wrong. She's saying be prayerful. Kind of that approach. Hey, Rouse's Markets, best quality, best price, best selection. The Gulf South's grocery store. Louisiana, 54 Rouse's. Mississippi Gulf Coast, 3 stores. Lower Alabama, 8 Rouse's, including you folks heading down to the beach. How nice is that when you go to Orange Beach or Ono Island or Point Clear, Alabama, or any of those places? Fairhope, past Mobile, south towards the Gulf, and there's a Rouse's right there for you to pick up all your Louisiana goodies. Rouse's Market, best quality, best price, best selection. Tastes like home. Rouse's Markets. Corey Johnson with you. Another mass shooting in Texas. 14 students and a teacher killed 18-year-old suspect killed. Sad story. Sad story. Hey, our Humane May fundraiser's going on. Please donate right now. HumaneLA.org is the website. We're trying to raise $10,000 in the month of May for cats and dogs and kittens and puppies. Something good. Horses, goats. So we treat animals humanely in Louisiana. Trying to raise $10,000 in the month of May. Got a week left in May. We've raised about $3,500, meaning we've got to raise about $6,500 in 7 days. Almost $1,000 a day, about $900 a day. We need you to donate so we can hit this righteous goal. HumaneLA.org, $5, $10, whatever you can donate. HumaneLA.org. Corey Johnson with you on a hot summer like Tuesday. Every day, this program on radio, on television, YouTube, brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex, home of Lamarck Ford, the big store, #1 Ford dealership in the region. Lamarck Lincoln, #1 Lincoln dealership in the region. Ronnie Lamarck from Araby Park and the Lamarck Automotive Complex. They basically have their own exit off the I-10. Williams Boulevard, 32nd Street exit. Like the L in Lamarck, just stay to the left the whole time off that exit, and it'll put you down that ramp right smack dab in the middle of the Lamarck Automotive Complex. Right on the corner, right on the price, on the car corner of Williams Boulevard and I-10 in Kennebra. Every day this program on radio, television, YouTube, brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Louisiana is unique. The food, the festivals, even the bugs. No, not mud bugs. Unwanted bugs like these. The ones you don't want crawling in your home or business. Trust the Shield from J&J Exterminating. We've been protecting Louisiana homes for over 50 years, earning the trust of our clients because we deliver what we promise. Protect your home from pests. Get the Shield from J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, is now more convenient than ever. Now open, the Woodhouse Day Spa, Metairie location, West Esplanade at Transcontinental. Metairie and Kenner's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot.
For over 30 years, one of the premier security companies in New Orleans and South Louisiana has been Tommy's Lock and Alarms. And right now, Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring. Come and work for one of the best security companies in the region with great pay, great benefits, and a take-home vehicle. Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring, and they're looking for you. To apply for one of these coveted positions, go online to tommyslockанdalarms.com. Tommy's Lock and Alarms.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right, Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Which Metro New Orleans area restaurant made CNN's Top 50 in America and ThrillList.com's Top 25 and has served presidents at the White House for over 40 years? Trey Yen in Mandeville.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
The Port of New Orleans Napoleon Terminal is nearly doubling in size, with 4 new gantry cranes being installed and over $100 million being invested. That means lots of new jobs, port traffic, and tax dollars for the city. The Port of New Orleans, your port.
Super discount store in Chalmette.
3235 Paris Road.
The lowest price allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and beer.
Worth the drive from anywhere.
If you're throwing a party and need wine, alcohol, and cold beer, super discount store in Chalmette.
Got an interesting email from Andrew. Lifelong Catholic, go to Mass most Sundays, go to confession often. However, if someone left the church, I don't know who could blame them. That's a strong, strong statement from a lifelong Catholic. Go to Mass most Sundays, go to confession often. I mean, I got to think most Catholics that go to Mass most Sundays don't go to confession often. I bet you the Catholics that have gone to church every Sunday for decades that haven't been to confession for decades. However, if someone left the church, I don't know who could blame them. No, I just think it's very small things, too, with the Catholic Church. I think you just got to, like I mentioned, Episcopalian just seem to have the minor things down right. There are female priests. Priests can get married. I think there are gay priests in the Episcopal Church, and gay people can get married. Why would you restrict that? It's absolutely insane. The Episcopalians are interpreting the Bible. Are they missing something? And the Catholics get it? That's another problem with interpretation of the Bible. Every single human being has a slightly different interpretation of the Bible, just barely maybe than someone they think they pretty totally much agree with. And they think they're right. They think their interpretation's right. Yet they get enlightened by someone else that tells them a different angle on something, and they feel even more enlightened. It's just, I don't know. I like the Bible. I like what it represents. I think it's a moral compass. But, I mean, I don't think you take everything literally written in the Bible. I mean, women are subservient. The lighter the skin, the holier you are. The darker the skin, maybe you're going to be a slave. It's insane. Eye for an eye. There's just so much stuff in the Bible that I think was written at a different time, different interpretation. I mean, we look at I'm not trying to compare the Bible and the Constitution. For both sides. You religious zealots that are like, you're going to compare the Constitution to the Bible? For you folks that are into the Constitution and like don't believe in God or something, yeah, for both sides, I'm not going to compare the two. But, you know, the Declaration of Independence, our Constitution, it's 240 years old or something, and we're amazed how it still works. And, you know, we've had amendments. We still have amendments, but the structure works. The Bible's a couple of thousand years old. Pre-science. 1,000+ years before any science existed. I just don't think you can take a literal translation of the Bible. I think there's a macro interpretation, and a lot of folks like to do a micro interpretation. No homosexuality, no abortion, no gay priests, no gay people no married priests, no female priests. All this, it's silly. As us Catholics call the Episcopalian faith, Catholic light, they seem to have their you-know-what together better than the Catholics. They're living in 2022, and the Catholic Church is living in 1972. Fausto's Italian Bistro, there's your dinner solution. Conveniently located, easy parking, great service, chicken, veal, fish. Happens to be some of the city's best Sicilian and Italian, too. I love Fausto's Italian Bistro. You will, too. They've been at it since 1990. It's pretty amazing. 32 years. Go check them out tonight. 530 Veterans, just a few blocks in from the parish line. Convenient for, New Metairie, Old Metairie, Lakeview, Lakefront, Mid-City, 5 minutes away. Fausto's Italian Bistro tonight for dinner on Vets. New Orleans-inspired Sicilian and Italian. You can't go wrong. Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets. Those acronym questions were too easy, huh, Jason? What does LaPalco stand for? Louisiana Power and Light Company.
Yeah, you right.
What does Norco stand for? New Orleans Refinery Company.
Yeah, you right.
Handed out a couple of $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates on that. Another mass shooting in Texas. 14 students. This isn't a college or university. These are kids. Children, adolescents, teens. I don't know the range in age, but it's 14 students killed. One teacher killed. And the 18-year-old suspect reportedly killed by law enforcement. Another mass shooting, this one in Texas. Hey, our Humane May fundraiser is going on right now. Please go to humanela.org and donate right now. We're trying to save cats and dogs and kittens and puppies, horses and goats. Treat animals humanely. humanela.org. Did you know the average American car is 12.2 years old? It's a new record. How old's your car? Rouse's Markets phone lines, 504-766-9480. Jason and I are pretty damn close to that 12.2. He's got a 10-year-old car. I've got an 11-year-old car. He drives a 2012. I drive a 2011. I think a couple of things more than economy or cars are expensive or I don't want a car note or all that. I think just cars are made better. They last longer. They drive at 70, 80, 90,000 miles if you take care of them like they do at 20, 30, 40,000 miles. And then when you have a car and you like it and it doesn't get softer or gushier or still tight and drives nice, it's like you're like, why should I get rid of it? And then the gravy is no car note and that kind of stuff. But I think the quality of cars today is more the reason than economy. Don't want to buy a new car, don't want a car note. Cars just last a long time. And then, my God, you get into trucks. I mean, a Ford F-150 truck or a Chevy Silverado or a GMC whatever, Dodge Ram, these trucks can last decades. And if you're not abusing them, like physically beating them up, working them but not abusing them, and you're taking care of them, your oil change, transmission fluid, you're keeping up on the services, you can put hundreds of thousands of miles, decades of use on a Ford F-150 or a Chevy Silverado, a Dodge Ram. I mean, we know how to make trucks. And they're well built. And we've been doing it for, decades and decades and decades. And Ford and Chevy and Dodge, they know how to build trucks. So 12.2-year-old truck, that's nothing. And these trucks hold their value, too. Suburbans and Explorers, Expeditions, all the Yukons, all these trucks hold their values, these SUVs. Yeah, average American car, 12.2 years old. As rumored, MSNBC has hired former White House press secretary Jen Psaki. When she starts, who knows? I don't know if MSNBC has, or actually it's CNN. I don't know if there's a non-compete where Chris Wallace can't go on a network show for a year or something from leaving Fox, but it seems like he's been gone more than a year now from Fox. But what is CNN waiting on? Why isn't Chris Wallace on at 7 or 8 p.m.? Prime time, CNN. How are you going to do any better than Chris Wallace? Is CNN worried that Chris Wallace isn't liberal enough? Too independent? They want someone that's left? Because Chris Wallace is not left-leaning. Chris Wallace really isn't right-leaning. Chris Wallace, in a very hyper, extreme, polarizing, partisan society that we live in, he rides the middle ground pretty damn good. Why CNN doesn't have Chris Wallace on is mind-blowing to me. Because CNN and MSNBC, I got news for you. Your programming is terrible. It's terrible. There's nothing compelling. There's nothing that makes people want to run to you. And here's the gimmick. Fox owns the right-wingers. It's the middle that you're trying to lure over. I mean, I'll watch Fox. They'll lure me in on something for some reason, agree or disagree. MSNBC or CNN, there's no one in the middle that gets drawn over to that. There are no hosts that excite. There's no one that, man, I've got to watch that. What is so-and-so saying? What's Chris Hayes? Is it Chris Hayes? Chris Hayes, I think. What's he saying tonight? Does anyone care what Joy Reid has to say about something? Or Chris Hayes? Or Don Lemon? Seriously. No one's going, God, man, that's a great topic. What's Lemon's take? No one anywhere gives a crap. Chris Hayes, is it Chris Hayes? Yeah, he looks like, what's his name? I said it last hour. The Harry Potter. Lawrence O'Donnell's like a savvy veteran. Just isn't like none of these folks are that entertaining. They don't crack any kind of one-liners. They're not quick on their feet. They're not Jon Stewart. They're not Bill Maher. They're not Chris Wallace. I mean, what is MSNBC doing putting your boy from Ole Miss, the old Fox guy, who's on CNBC instead of MSNBC? Who was the old guy from Ole Miss and Fox? He's on CNBC like 5 or 6 o'clock. Shepard Smith. Why is Shepard Smith on CNBC and not MSNBC? Why is Chris Wallace on a failed CNN streaming site instead of CNN? And there's two guys right there that people would be like, I wonder what Chris Wallace thinks. I wonder what Shepard Smith thinks. At least a little bit. No one cares what Don Lemon or Lawrence O'Donnell or Joy Reid or Chris Hayes or what's the chick with the neck with the short hair that's not even on most days anymore? God, I always forget her name. Rachel Maddow. She ain't even on 5 days a week anymore, right, Jason? I don't think. She's going back to like once a week or something. It's just like worthless. And no one, man, what does Rachel Maddow think about this? I mean, if it's like a gay issue, a lesbian issue, something like that, I might want to hear what Rachel Maddow has to say. Anyway, MSNBC, CNN, yeah, they need to put Chris Wallace on. They need to put Shepard Smith on, respectively. What are they thinking? Corey Johnson with you. Hey, I just took the aluminum siding off my house. Time to paint my house. Aluminum siding, come on. I joke with the neighbors. About half my street's got. I'm like, some dude in the 70s came through this neighborhood and paid for his kids' college tuition with aluminum siding sales. Now, I took that crappy aluminum siding off my house, had great Heart of Pine weatherboards, sanded them down. I didn't. Got my guys did it. Sent them to Helm, Earhart, the drive-through. They picked up the sandpaper, the little discs. They had the caulk, the primer, Benjamin Moore, this watertight primer. I could have gone with just one coat of Lifetime Regal Select. I went with two. I'm never, ever going to paint my house again. Never again. Unless I want to, if I want to change the color. And because Helm Paint and Decorating is affordable, you can. It's really simple. When you got to paint in Metro New Orleans for over 50 years, 7 locations, free 2-hour delivery anywhere in Metro New Orleans, East Bank, West Bank, North Shore. Helm Paint and Decorating.
The Port of New Orleans Napoleon Terminal is nearly doubling in size, with 4 new gantry cranes being installed and over $100 million being invested. That means lots of new jobs, port traffic, and tax dollars for the city. The Port of New Orleans, your port.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the River, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you. The city's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa with 4 area locations: New Orleans, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and Metairie. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. NOLA.woodhousespas.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
Recently, Kim Kardashian was seen at Super Discount Store in Chalmette.
Let's party.
Can you think of any other celebrities that won't sue us? Super Discount Store in Chalmette. The lowest prices allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and cold beer. 3235 Paris Road.
Tommy's Lock and Alarms is now hiring service and installation technicians. Great benefits, great pay, take-home vehicle. Apply today. Tommy'sLockandAlarms.com.
Every day we broadcast live on radio, television, YouTube from the Buddy Diliberto River City's Total Maintenance Studios. Hey, you're in South Louisiana, you need air conditioning help? Fair and Honest Lucas and the boys are there from River City's Total Maintenance since 1980. Sterling reputation. You know what you need with an air conditioning outfit? It's simple. 3 things. Honest air conditioning experts that come immediately. Honest experts come now. Honest air conditioning experts that come immediately. That's what you get with River City's Total Maintenance. Find them online. NOLAAC.com. NOLAAC.com. Every day we broadcast live from the Buddy Diliberto River City's Total Maintenance Studios. Corey Johnson with you on a hot summer-like Tuesday afternoon. I mean, I never understood living down here like... I understood it, I guess, later, like when my sister moved to Virginia. They get like 4 seasons there. They literally get 3 months of summer, 3 months of fall, 3 months of winter, and 3 months of spring. We get 6 months of summer and 6 months of not summer. That's what we kind of get. 6 months of summer and 6 months of like spring and fall kind of. We don't get much of a winter, and we get a brutal over-the-top summer. But I never understood, summer starting June 22nd. I'm like, dude, I've been sweating since May 1st. What are you talking about, summer solstice? Official start of summer? Official start of summer was a month or two ago. Hey, don't forget, humanela.org. Please go donate right now. That's what Blue Boy's saying. Thanks, Jason. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. See you tomorrow. Wide Open Wednesday. Straight up 4 o'clock. Mañana.